on the Heroku link.
Oh, okay, the Heroku Apps one. Yeah, I couldn't even get the Heroku Apps page to completely load for me, or at least it didn't get the it didn't get the Hangout thing. So um, 20 windows, so little time. Yeah, it seems like my am I running two? I'm actually running two Hangouts at a time.
Wow.
Oh, I've never done that before. That's really weird. Dan, look, I've got two Hangouts at a time. I'm in two. That was never possible before. That's one, and that's two.
You can screen share one into the other, and it'll go really crazy.
That would be. Yeah, I'm going to shut down the other one before the internet explodes. All right. And we're live. Okay. Yeah. Woo, Marion, good to see you.
Yeah.
It's been. Yeah. You're all. I mean, how is your ankle now? It's all. That's a while ago now. That you've been back at work and mobile for a while. But have you got? Are you fully mobile?
Yeah. It's fine now.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. I mean, I'm.
Knees.
My knee is. I mean, I kind of was at karate last night, and it kind of went a bit funny. But I'm still approximately mobile. It now makes me think, I should get the operation. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, we should retro. I've just done a series. I've done 5 retros with 5 different project teams here at Makers just now. We were just going to go going around and talking about how the process has been going. Should we start with Michael? How's the process recently been for you with LocalSupport?
Slow. That's all.
Yes. Anything else you want to say about apart from just that it's been slow?
No, that's about it.
Okay. Marion, how about for you?
The process of, what do you mean?
The project, like the reflecting on. I mean, I think Michael's. I feel like I've kind of been more responsive this week. I know in the past it's been. If we think that when we last did a retrospective, which has been more than a month ago probably, it's going somewhat slowly. I guess it's just this is a chance to reflect on the process, things that were good, things that were bad, things we'd like to change.
I think I understand it's hard to get things when there's so much going on, but I think it's fine other than that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I've also been frustrated about lack of time to put into the project. I mean, I managed to go and meet the client in person last week, and I think I'm coming out of a phase where I think I have more time for LocalSupport now, and also, awesome. It's kind of what's the word? I've moved to a phase where I'm getting more people involved from Makers. So we had on the client meeting yesterday. I had Nick and Peter, who are 2 Makers alumni, and I'm now doing regular alumni project meetings with Makers students on Wednesdays, and basically getting people more involved in Agile Ventures projects as a sort of a policy of the company in order to try and help people level up their skills as part of their job search. So I don't know if you saw the chat between Peter and Nick in the LocalSupport channel yesterday, but that was, that they both sat in with me yesterday, and also the client meeting prep, and yeah, I mean they're now both completely set up with the code and potentially ready to start working on a feature next week.
Great.
Yeah, it's moving in the right direction. I mean, I was also encouraged. I guess, did both of you get to watch the client meeting yesterday? I mean, the client meeting we had yesterday, did both of you get to catch up?
I saw it. Yeah.
I watched a little of it and read the notes.
Yeah. I mean, I worry a little bit about the higher level direction of the project, and trying to encourage Rachel to forge, kind of a vision for it. I was a little bit disturbed to hear that. I mean, the great feature that you guys have worked on and you've done wonderful work on. I was sort of thinking that she needed that feature in order for Jit, who's working with her and also trying to get set up with development on the project, in order for him to get some of the things done that she needed. But what became clear to me from the meeting yesterday is that she's asking for this feature in anticipation that she might have volunteers in the future that will need it. So it's not something that, but I think it's something that we basically can deliver before next week. Now it's out on the development server. It's working. I showed it to you yesterday. But yeah, it's kind of it seems odd in terms of priorities. Do you know what I mean? Like this one was.
Right.
Go on, man.
Well, no, that it looked like it was something that they were waiting for, and then it's something that they hope to have for some future undefined time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's sort of, I mean, that doesn't mean that it's not a valuable feature to have in the system, or it wasn't a good learning experience for you guys. But yeah, it sort of.
I think it shifted is probably what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it may.
Given how slow we were in actually getting it in their hands.
That's true. That's true. That may be. You may be very right about that, Michael. That partly because it took a long time to get there. Then she gave JIT super admin access, and then yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
Which I don't know. I mean, I don't know what more I could have done. I basically.
Oh no, yeah.
Had the feature like if I had a pull review done in a more timely fashion, it would have shipped like a month ago. The whole thing.
Sure. Oh yeah, no. It's no. I think no criticism of either of you. It's all me in that regard. I mean, there's an argument that would say, well, maybe I should cease to be a bottleneck in that thing, and that you guys should be able to merge a feature in and deliver it without without involving me. I mean, that's how some other projects do it. So I mean, that's a change that could be made. I really enjoyed being more on some things. Yesterday, I managed to actually deploy features of my own, which is to get the fab icon in place and to get the webmaster tools set up and make progress on other things. And I kind of feel like I want to be doing more.
Well,
go on.
I mean, maybe if some of the maker students come in, then there could be more people that could potentially help with the review. Because right now there's only just me and Marion, and when we work on something, I don't know. I feel like if you're reviewing your own code,
it's
not going to be as good of a review.
Sure, no. We need more eyeballs. And I mean, if I'm, I mean, let at the moment the kind of de facto.
Because you did point out good things about that helped improve the code, but.
Yeah, I think we want more eyeballs. I mean, more the problem, though, in some ways, rather than lack of eyeballs, is the that I was very tied up for a couple of weeks there, and at the moment I'm the person who merges it in, and but that's a model that we could change, so that if it was important, let me know if we should. And that's the kind of thing that sort of retrospective is for. Is we say, well, maybe we need a different process. Maybe if we get agreement from, at least 2 people, then that's the situation in which things should be merged in. That's how I think the OSRA people do it. Or maybe they say they need 3 people having input. But
right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Yeah. I mean, what I'm now optimistic is that the running of the Agile Ventures and the running of the LocalSupport and so on is now becoming more a primary part of the value that I'm offering to Makers Academy. And so I'm in a position where I'm able to prioritize this work more heavily. So anyway, I mean, if you guys want to propose a change to the flow, then absolutely propose it, and we'll we can certainly try things out. But I'm optimistic that I will be less of a blockage moving forward.
One thing, what I don't like about website 1, they have whenever someone, I don't know if they're still doing this because I haven't worked on it in a while. So if you submit a pull request, everybody has to make comments on it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, there's no real way to distinguish between a suggestion and something that you have to do. So the last
Okay.
pull request I did on website 1, it just went on forever because every
Right.
time I finished it, there were 10 more comments, and then
Mm,
it was like you had to do everything.
mm.
So let's not do that.
Okay. Yes. Yes. I mean, I think, and website 1 is now it's. I think both Brian and Thomas are too busy to really take the lead on it, and yeah, yeah. I think I hope that I hope that I'm pleased that Michael found some of my suggestions helpful in terms of improving the code, and yeah, I tried to make it clear at the end where there's always more that one could suggest, but it was I hope we got, at least in the last week, a good balance between saying, right, here are a few changes. I mean, I really loved Michael's here are two alternatives, and and I said, here are my opinion, but Michael, you choose which one. He submitted another pull request. I said I found one more issue, and I said, but like that's just a general thing. I'm going to merge it in now. So yeah, absolutely. Let's not have things languishing in that sort of state for forever and ever. Yes, I mean the only other thing on my mind is that, well, there's many things on my mind, but one of the things is about how we feel about Rails, in that we're sort of talking about, well, Rails is now down from 3 weeks to 1 week in the Makers course here, and we're considering dropping it entirely to switch to a focus on front-end frameworks and so on. How are you guys feeling about Rails? Would you be interested in a project reboot with a different server technology?
Like what?
Sinatra, for example?
You mean project reboot for local support?
Yeah, I mean the other thing to consider is this is very important, as I think you're aware, is that Ninefold is sunsetting their Rails hosting.
Yeah.
So we are either going to need to get, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, or if you've thought of any other options, we either need to get set up with Docker or somehow move to Australian Ninefold or something, or we migrate back to Heroku.
From what I understand, Ninefold not offering PaaS anymore, platform as a service,
Right.
at all. So, I mean, the Docker part's not that hard from what I can see. But I don't know what we would do with the database, because it's either you roll your own or you use something like RDBM from Amazon.
Oh, okay, right.
And RDBM from Amazon would have like automated backups and everything, which is, I think, something we really want. In case anything goes wrong. And I'm not sure how we, without rolling, if we were to roll our own database server, like how would we actually make sure that it was backed up and everything?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, then that sounds like
we
a
weren't
lot
in a position where we lost all the data.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like there could be a lot of work doing that in order to stand still. It sounds like superficially moving to Heroku might be simpler, particularly given that I had kind of, after we had migrated to Ninefold, I got an input from Heroku saying they'd be willing to give us like 6 months free of the HTTPS domain name thing, which was the main reason that we used to move to Ninefold in the first place. So superficially, I'm I'm tempted to go for the Heroku option, but I'm certainly willing to explore ideas. I should have mentioned this to the client yesterday, and I forgot. But,
maybe we could do both, switch to Heroku for now, and then we have 6 months to figure out something else.
Well, we still have 3 months.
We have a couple of months.
That we could stay with Ninefold.
It's May 24th, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing I just thought, I mean, if you can, I'm sharing my screen. You see, it says for the Ninefold here, like, I'm a customer with Australian servers. How will this affect me? It says nothing, no change. But I guess is the implication
for server-only customers.
For app customer. Oh, okay, right. Oh, so
we're using their app infrastructure.
Right. So then they're removing that to server only, and then for app customers. I mean, this reflects partly that. I mean, right. So this is not necessarily. It's interesting because they describe it here as that they're sunsetting their Rails hosting solution, is what they say here.
Yeah, their apps thing is their Rails hosting.
But so yeah, for them, their apps thing is Rails and nothing else. But on Heroku, we could host
a lot of different things. Yeah.
Node or Sinatra or what have you. And yeah, I mean, I kind of, I wonder if it would be, yeah. I mean, how do you guys obviously invested a lot in Rails? I mean, Marion, are you using Rails at work at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's kind of a like it makes more sense for you to carry on in Rails. There's no pressure at work to move to something other than Rails.
No.
No, fair enough. And Michael, you're very happy continuing to level up in Rails.
Oh, I mean, I can work on other things too, but
Yeah, I don't mind working on other things.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like probably, at least in the next 3-month period, like we're going to have to deal with this migration issue anyway. So we probably should stick with Rails until we've at least, got into the safety zone in terms of, hosting. And it's probably something to come back to rather than to rush into.
Yeah.
What's I going to say there?
I just concerned with how long it would take. Like, if we were to just totally rewrite everything, like, how long would it actually take? And
well, that's the interesting question, because it's sort of, that's what I sort of originally was thinking about, upgrading to Rails 4 and thinking that was going to be a big thing, and then you guys kind of got it done, and I mean, I didn't, and I know that you bashed away with certain different bits and pieces. In some ways, I think it'd be an interesting thing to experiment with at some point in the not too distant future, because I feel like there's a lot of part of the problem that we have with people getting set up with the project is the weight of stuff that they have to get set up within Rails, and it's a lot like it's a big lot of stuff, and I don't know how much of the Rails infrastructure that we really need, and I've been having a lot of fun making simple, lightweight Sinatra apps that do many of the things that are. I mean, it feels to me that a lot of the app really is kind of the front end. Anyway, I guess just because we've kind of got to the thing maybe to wrap up with is if we just look at the tracker, I mean, I think this donation info field in org edit form, I mean, that basically seems like we've lost this student and we'll put that onto a restart, and that's maybe. But it didn't seem like it was a particularly important feature. Anyway, I'm kind of continuing to work on this SEO optimization Google subpages. This add user who can compose edits and model fields is ready to be delivered. So it's kind of, we're at a point where, I mean, you guys have kind of finished a chunk of a certain kind of feature, and from the client meeting yesterday, I mean, these two things that we've got at the top here are like, the client is happy for either of these to get started on. I've kind of like, we haven't heard from John, so I've sort of restarted this, advanced search interface thing. I wonder if we should just quickly vote on this maintaining position in directory listing when navigating to individual charities.
Can you show me what that problem is? Because I don't think I can see that happening.
Do you mean the feature that I'm talking about now?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what it is, and this is from Jit, who is at the moment is going through and basically checking off all the charities. And so he's kind of like going on down here, he's going, okay, and gets down to some charity like, and he's checking in here, and he's coming here, and he's kind of going, okay, yeah, and I'm going to look this up somewhere else, I'm going to edit, I'm going to do, and then he's going to hit back, and he's going to come to here, and it's now, every time the page loads, it automatically loads with the scroll bar here kind of at the top of this.
Can I suggest
I couldn't get that to happen yesterday.
Oh, when you hit back, it stays in the same location in the scroll?
Yeah.
Can I suggest something?
You could.
That rather than because it seems like to build this we'll need to use JavaScript and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And there's actually a really simple solution. It's just that he presses the right button on his mouse because he's on Windows. I was
just thinking the same thing, that he could, because he'll stay in the thing like that. Absolutely.
And that should give him the functionality that he wants.
Yeah, which is that if he opens it in a separate tab.
Yeah.
Absolutely. See,
can I show you how it works?
For you? Yeah, maybe in a different. Which browser are you using, Marion?
I am using
Firefox.
Mozilla. Firefox, yeah. Oh, I'm trying to click on the Hangout. So if I'm in here and I scroll down to this thing, and then go back, it's there.
Right, and so yeah, okay, so maybe the other option that he has is for using Firefox. What's going on? I'm pressing the wrong button.
Could it be that I'm not logged in? I don't think so.
No, I mean, I would imagine that's a browser difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is, I think, an example of a fantastic example for the students here is a situation where you can solve the problem for the client without writing any code. I'm always looking for things like, but yeah, so if I do that, I want to go back in Firefox. Yeah, so yeah, basically we've got two solutions there for him, which is either use Firefox or open a new tab. Excellent. So should we, do we even need to vote on this? In this, I guess, activity is say, you know, it's for like, you know, this could be achieved by opening in new tab or by using Firefox. Or submitting a bug report to Google or Chrome. But anyway, should we
could write her an email about it? But
I mean, I'll certainly send it to them. I guess that means that it's not sensible to vote on this as a feature.
yes.
Should I turn it into a bug report? Maybe.
No.
No.
Well, it's interesting that it's a Firefox thing. I'm just sort of, I kind of don't want to leave it there as an unvoted on story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, maybe add a task that says.
I think it is kind of a bug report in as much as it's like there was expected functionality that does work in one browser that doesn't work in another. And so I wonder if that's just something about, I think that the task for us, I mean, basically we had a user report something that was a different for them. I think it's like let's investigate why Chrome is different from, I wonder if it is different from Firefox here. I wonder if there's just something related to the HTML of the pane that we've got there that could be fixed so that he would also get that functionality in Chrome or IE or whatever he's using. So that means we have a sort of a set of voted on stories here. Do you guys have? I guess that, and the client has kind of flagged this one. Does this? She was also mentioning though. I thought I pulled something other stuff into the. She was also mentioning the full width map as something that she was still interested in.
Right.
Which was sort of a big John thing that sounds like he's not going to do. I thought I had pulled from the client meeting an additional post ad organization. Let me just go and look at the meeting list. What is she saying? Oh, there's a couple of other things that she was asking about, which were.
Well, has anyone heard from John? Because I know he pushed something. He pushed code on that categories branch a couple days ago to GitHub.
Yeah, I mean it's funny, and I saw that he'd updated the wiki a couple of days ago, but he doesn't seem to have responded to when I've sort of been flagging him in the pivotal tracker. But oh yeah, one thing is there's like do we have there's a sort of I'm going to put this in there. There's a request from the client related to meaningful URLs. Back to the icebox. It's like would like meaningful URLs rather than IDs in URL. Is there? Are you guys? Is there something that you would like to work on next?
I've actually enabled the.
Well, let's find out. You know, there are two things: the map and the categories. We gotta maybe try to touch base with John and find out.
Yeah. Go on.
Marcelo wants to work on the tests and recording data for the tests. But I'm looking and I see that there are two features that I think are the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's one, some tests are failing in the backlog.
Yes.
And then if you, in the icebox, make Google Maps and Qux not depend on Google.
Oh,
I
okay.
think those are the same.
Maybe.
Right?
Yeah. Well, and feel free to
Maybe.
consolidate those as necessary then.
Okay.
I was just going to put in here the example of it's like orgs. You know, my Monday week, and it's called Lab Week. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, definitely trying to touch base with John. I feel like this pulling the process of adding the organization in and removing the Google form that we have would be a good thing. I mean, the other thing is I also, you know, this could be a process where we, I mean, I'm going to be sort of delivering, I think, sort of minor features to do with logos and, you know, SEO optimization and so on. It might be an interesting place for trying to attack some refactoring. You know, how you feel about that? Lisa, I'd leave it to you. Yeah, you know what you fancy doing next. But is there something that makes, like, is there some particular kind of, whether it's technology or aspect of Rails or whatever it is that you guys, some particular direction that you want to move in, or you're not bothered too much?
Yeah. Well, then you can tell him that. Just say that trials working.
Sorry, could you say that again?
I was just wondering if there's a particular, like, you know, with the particular direction that you would like to move in next. I mean, things that you've talked about before, Michael, for example, extracting a gem for some of the system. I think there's, I guess I think about refactoring the permissions into, like, using can, for example, or yeah, you know, just let me know if there's a particular, like, you know, like, obviously we go on.
We have to upgrade to Rails 4.2, and that means we have to upgrade devise and invitable.
Yeah.
These are kind of
okay. Well, then
things that we have to do because Rails 5 is coming out this summer.
Okay.
And then at that point, only the latest version of Rails 4, which would be 4.2, will get updates.
Yeah, so I mean, this wouldn't be a bad time to prioritize that, given that the client's not particularly, you know, it seems like none of these issues are, you know, things that we can't be pushed off for a bit. So this maybe is a good time for, you know, doing that upgrade and a bit of refactoring. But yeah, I got to move on to my next thing. But it sounds like we are at least coordinated, and I you know, hoping for, you know, more interaction going forward. We'll, you know, fingers crossed we've got more Maker students coming in for this, and yeah, I'll be more involved and make sure that we get the.
Oh, I have to ask a question.
Oh, go on.
Which color do you see the dress as?
I saw it as white and gold.
Okay.
Which color did you see it as?
White and gold.
Okay.
I saw it as blue and brown.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't see any
Blue and
black
brown?
ever. Yeah.
I haven't heard brown yet, but okay.
Well, brownish gold. I guess goldish brown. But yeah.
Interesting. Apparently BuzzFeed crashed with without the dread.
You're talking about the dress? Oh my god.
First I saw it as white and gold, but then I can't get back to that.
Goodness. Yeah. I think let's bring that up. Let's reflect and bring it up again at the next retrospective.
Yes.
All right.
Good talking to you guys. I will look forward. You know, have a great weekend, and I will make sure first thing Monday morning I'll be getting you comments on any pull requests that come in over the weekend.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye for now.